The civil rights enforcement arm of the U.S. Education Department's the U.S. Education Department is looking into what one of the superintendents of a North Texas school district did when it came to trying to weed out certain types of books. He didn't realize that he was being secretly recorded, as you'll see in this clip.
And I'm going to take it a step further with you. You can disagree if you want. There are two genders. There's male and there's female. And I acknowledge that there are men that think there are women, and there are women that think they're men. And I don't have any issues with what people want to believe, but there's no place for it in our libraries.
Okay, so what is the issue for him? Well, people are saying now that because dozens of books actually were removed, it was fostering a pervasively hostile environment for LGBTQ students. The ACLU is getting involved. An attorney for the ACLU says, in this case, it was made very clear because the superintendent kind of said the quiet part out loud. It's pretty clear that kind of motivation is animating a lot of these policies nationwide. These comments, combined with the book removals, really send a message to LGBTQ students in the districts that, quote, you don't belong here, your existence is shameful, it should be censored. Yeah, and let's be clear, like they'll usually pretend that it's about sexualization of kids or whatever. No, he just doesn't think there should be any acknowledgement of these communities in libraries. He doesn't mind what you think, except he definitely does. He's definitely filled with all sorts of misconceptions about what it means to be trans, let alone how you should be treated if you're trans. But anyway, I'm glad that they are investigating it. This is happening all over the country. And I'm a little bit worried about what the Supreme Court would say if they were to weigh in. But at some point, there has to be a high profile case, a high profile conversation about this going on. Jayar, what do you think?
Yeah, you brought up how he said I have no issue believing what people, the people believing what they want to believe. As he said, there's a man and there's a woman. There's people want to dress up like man and woman. That's his belief. If you don't care what people believe, then why do you have to ban books that feature maybe some characters that live that life, experience things that you don't experience? He has to ban it, even though he's okay with people believing what they want to believe. Which one is it, bro? What is it these books are gonna do? These questions are never asked. It's all based in this weird just umbrella of hate. It's based in hate. It's based in unfamiliarity. It's based in, as Candace Owen said, heebie-jeebies. If it gives you all those feelings, that's not their problem. That's your problem, bro. Because whatever it is you believe and think and see and judge people about has nothing to do with them. That all comes from you. Once you expand that to then taking away people's rights to read something or taking away their ability to do that, that's then you imposing your beliefs on someone else. It's really weird how they don't see that, because it's all based in superiority. I'm better than you. I'm not the heebie-jeebies. You are. So therefore, I have the power to discriminate against you. I have the power to do things against you for my comfort, because it continues to eliminate the other person as a human being. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, that motivation is clear. By the way, the investigation is it's under Title IX, basically. So a lot of these either gender or sex or sexual orientation related lawsuits are, and so that's what they're investigating. The Education Department has confirmed it. But yeah, so for this, the constant efforts to go in there and to get books stripped out, for me, I'm obviously against this. And not only because I love books and I love reading and I wish we did more of it. For me, I'm a little bit less worried about the actual consequences of this on kids in these communities than I am just the motivation of the Republicans who are doing it. There are other areas where the consequences I think are more important. So when they're going and they're protesting outside of like drag queen story hours and stuff like that has resulted in attacks. Like they're trying to make that happen. The consequences are clear. In this case, like, okay, they can try to hide the existence of these things. How do you think that's gonna work out? People have the internet, kids have the internet in their pocket. Like, hopefully they will get access to the information. The needless barriers are being set up, that's 100% true. For me though, I don't think this is gonna be super effective in their goals, but I hate that that's what they're trying to do. They're taking a library, a kid's library, that most conservatives have never once thought about. They don't care at all about libraries and what happens in there. And they're making it a battlefield for a culture war. This is all symbolic for them. They are trying to show how much they hate these communities in whatever avenue they can, and they think they found an easy way to do it. Every school is gonna have a library. Every library is gonna have books. So yes, we get to look in there and take out some of these and show, how superior our ideology is or whatever. And so for me, it's revealing more than consequential, but I do hate it and it needs to be stopped. Any final thoughts, Jared?
Yeah, you mentioned how they said they need to show it. Because another part about this, I believe, from this banning, this secret recording of this guy talking about banning books, he goes, "This is a conservative district area, whatever proximity he's talking about. It's always going to be conservative. The people in this area are conservative. And if you think that we're going to be able to have these books in here, you should think again." It's showing those people, rather than telling them reality and truth, it's telling those people, whatever it is you believe, because you guys believe it, we're gonna go with it. That's not leadership. That's not reality. That's going along with the same bad things. We did that when they were killing people they thought were witches back in the day. They thought so that means we should continue murdering women and calling them witches? It doesn't make any sense. It's a new version of the same thing.
Yeah. Stop being scared of books. How about that? Just like in general, maybe read one. Maybe read one of these books that you think is so, like they say they don't want kids to read it. It's too much for kids. Guarantee they don't read the book. They're scared of it. Like, okay, you can try to hide it from these kids. I'm a little bit worried that, again, that not nearly enough reading happens, but making something forbidden generally has not been an amazing way to actually weed it out in practice.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.